Morning, Kevin.
Thank you for being here. Another terror attack, this time in Turkey. What do we and the rest of the world need to do to prevent this? Or are we all doing all we can?
Well, I think all of our countries are aware of the challenges. Turkey has a particular challenge being on the border with two of the most war-torn countries in the world, Iraq and Syria. But to me, it's again, Secretary Kerry is not delivering the kind of leadership I think he should. He said it's a sign of desperation by ISIS, and I've got to disagree with that. You know, I posted an op-ed last month that you can go on my website at bill.house.gov and read. It talks about the importance of working together in a strategy to defeat ISIS. And I just think Secretary Kerry is still defying logic with those kind of statements that are devoid of reality. You know, we learned this morning that the bombers were of Russian descent or Central Asian descent, and they're some of the biggest recruits into ISIS. And this is another sign to me that Russia and the United States, despite our differences, should work to defeat ISIS and the Islamic terror threat.
It's interesting that ISIS has not claimed responsibility for this as of yet.
Yeah, it is. You know, they don't. They are haphazard there. Unlike our relationship that we've all grown up with, I guess you'd say, with Al Qaeda, ISIS is not consistent in how they operate in that regard. But this is a troubled area, and it does not surprise me with the animosity between Central Asians and Russians and the Turks that they were involved.
Congressman French Hill, the Supreme Court issuing several decisions as they ended their term. What did you like and what did you disagree with?
Well, as somebody who was pro-life, of course, I was disappointed with the court's decision overturning the Texas law, which tried to set higher health standards for abortion practices. I was disappointed with that. But on the other side, I was real pleased that the court remanded to the lower courts President Obama's executive overreach on immigration. To me, this has always been a separation of powers issues. I just don't think the president, through executive action, can create a new 5 million person class of registered people in the country, and therefore I thought that was a good decision.
Congressman, how do you feel about the Brexit vote? I mean, it was history unfolding before our eyes. Good or problematic?
Well, I think in the short run, the Brexit vote has a lot, and you're seeing it, of disruption. But I respect the decision of the voters in the UK. They've put up with a lot over the last 20 years as the European Union has gone from a helpful common market to a federal regulator of daily life in Britain. And I think this is the result of that overstep. But it will be disruptive as the UK now reestablishes bilateral trade and economic and regulatory relations.
Do you think other countries will also follow?
You know, they could. The European Union, of course, has a mix in it now. You've got the Nordic countries like Sweden, and you've got Switzerland not in the EU but fully functioning inside Europe. So there's room for multiple models in Europe. Sort of in putting my banking hat on, the challenge has always been you have a trade union, if you will, a common market like a free trade zone, but you try to turn it into a monetary union that doesn't really exist. I think that's created a lot of the challenges.
Congressman French Hill, who is the winner of the Golden Fleece Award this go around?
Ah, yes. Well, it's always fun for me to have one of my favorite government agencies be this month's winner of Golden Fleece. I've given it to the Federal Housing Finance Agency after their Inspector General charges Fannie Mae for not planning their move. That's costing a $36 million increase in their real estate move to a new headquarters, which they really don't need, by the way, and completely handled wrong. We just have a raft of federal agencies that don't handle their planning and moving properly. And last week I introduced a bill in Congress, the Government-Sponsored Agencies Review and Reform Act, which is requiring the U.S. Treasury Department to how to end the government-sponsored enterprise conservatorship of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and how to change that relationship and make it make the mortgage market have more private sector involvement and less government sector involvement.
Congressman French Hill, maybe an opportunity here. You're looking for some interns, aren't you, during the fall?
We are. We've had a great group of summer interns, and we invite, if you're in college and interested or graduate school and interested in interning for us in Washington or in Little Rock or Conway, hope people will go to my website, hill.house.gov, and apply. We'd love to consider your application.
Congressman French Hill, how do you plan to spend the 4th of July? What you going to do?
Boy, I can't wait for 4th of July. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love the red, white, and blue, and I'll be in Morrilton, and I'll be in Pangburn and Maumelle. I'm looking forward, and Little Rock. Looking forward to be around the district helping celebrate.
The French Hill 2016 tour. It sounds like to me.
Hey, patriotic music, fireworks, barbecue, it's my favorite thing.
You can't beat it. Congressman, thanks so much. Appreciate your time.
All the best.